critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping, thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Back to Inside the Huddle, sponsored by Advanced Medical Imaging. Here is your host, Jay Foreman.
What up? This is Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle, brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging, 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. Advanced Medical Imaging will take care of all your imaging needs, put together a clear and precise game plan to alleviate any pain or injuries or injury prevention. They do really good things with pre-screening for breast cancer. I had a huge walk here about almost a month and a half ago. So always look at AMI.com, but then also you can research it and Google it. Advanced Medical Imaging, Lincoln, Nebraska. Give you all the information that you need. Big shout out to Dr. Finn, Dr. Razdan, the two main big dogs, and they make it happen. And they have a great crew and great support staff over there. But with that being said, it's the end of the regular season for the Huskers. 6-6, probably not what people wanted. I mean, besides just making a bowl game, but ultimately going up to Iowa City in a obviously tough conditions, but didn't play really well. And this weekend of college football is very interesting because it's rivalry. It's rivalry week. You play your rivals, and it's a lot. You can call it hate week or whatever you want. You see a lot of teams let themselves down. You see, quite frankly, Miami lose to Syracuse, the chance to get into the ACC championship, and Miami had looked like a possible national championship contender early in the season. You see, obviously, Ohio State with a roster full of great, great players and NFL prospects. Even though they have a lot of injuries up front in their offensive line, it showed with their inability to run the ball. Lose to a Michigan team that comes in at 6-5 and a 20-point underdog, so forth and so on. You see Texas essentially just manhandle Texas A&M, and then Texas is able to, in their first year in the big bad SEC, essentially get there in the SEC championship. You see Georgia and Georgia Tech go into like 50 million overtimes, and Georgia was able to squeak that out. You saw it all weekend, and you saw some teams that didn't live up to expectations and some that did, depending on what those expectations were. And it could curtail some of the, the path of teams, moving forward. I mean, you look at Colorado smoking Oklahoma State 52-0, but they're the biggest memory that's etched in their mind is that loss to Kansas, right? You see Kansas go down to Baylor, supposedly the hottest team that you don't want to play. Kansas has a lot to play for. If they win that game, they become bowl eligible. After the start that they had, they get just mollywopped by Baylor. Even that you have a team like Tulane, who's always been sneaky good. They played Memphis, and they got the brakes beat off them by Memphis, right? Boise State held serve, Mississippi or Ole Miss held serve. But then you have Clemson, right? Who essentially, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I mean, Georgia Tech, Michigan, and Ohio State, Bama, Auburn. There's hate, but let me tell you something. That Clemson, South Carolina, there's a lot of hate there. I used to live down in that area, and here's South Carolina, kind of under the radar, and they beat Clemson. Now Clemson backdoors their way in there, based on what Miami did into the ACC championship, but ultimately it wasn't earned. And so, really, when you think about this weekend, and teams not living up to expectations, right? Teams not being able to get over the hump. Teams sometimes don't have that drive or that culture per se, and I do that in soft quotes. It's a direct reflection of NIL and transfer portal, because the hate that probably so I play with a guy. I play with Antoine Winfield, Nate Clements. Both of them are really good friends of mine. Jonathan Wells as well. 3 Ohio State, and James Cotton. But the first 3 that I mentioned, very, very good friends with. I know not to call them during this week, or right. And if I do, I send them a text. Hey man, good luck. I hate Michigan too, but I know they really hate Michigan. But they've been there. They were in school, and obviously Nate and those guys were able to, or Antoine played 4 years, Nate played 3, Jonathan played 4. But the hate that they have is built over time. They've been in it. They understand what it means. And when you just are, I call it teleported here, you don't know what it means.
Mm-hmm.
You could think that you do, that you're here for a good time. And a perfect example of it is Will Howard. Quite frankly, that's something that you got to live with. No matter how good that you played, at Penn State after you had your first interception, showed a little bit of cojones to come back. All the people at Ohio State remembers they came in, you got paid obviously some sort of NIL money, pretty good, and you weren't able to get over the hump when you had advantageous positions time after time after time. You didn't have the moment, and you can't have that moment unless you're superiorly talented over the other team, which he isn't. And you don't, and so then therefore he had to step up and make some plays. And now it's not necessarily all his fault, but it's a byproduct of that. And then when you think about the Canes against Syracuse, they're up 21-0 against Syracuse, and they end up losing with everything on the. Now they'll still probably get in the college football playoffs, but you're talking about hosting a college football playoff game versus going on the road potentially to Boise, Idaho. No, but I like between Boise, Idaho, and Utah, I don't know which one is like a punch in the face. So when you think about this aspects of how Nebraska, obviously the game was on Friday, go up there against Iowa, and a team that you not pretty much. I mean, when you look at the stats here, Harrison.
Yeah, they're hard to look at.
Well, yeah. Let's just look at this right here defensively, and this is not finger pointing or anything like this. This is just reality of what was happening in this game here. Nebraska lost 13-10 to Iowa, right? Just for the I call it the naked eye test, Nebraska won that game, right? Or just you would think, right? So when you think about it, all right, first downs, Nebraska 20, Iowa 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Third down. I always talk about third down. I talk about all the time on Foreman 4. I talk about all the time on Old School. I talk about all the time on my YouTube channel. 8-17. That's pretty dang good. That's right below 50%.
Yeah, I'll take that.
That every day of the week, you'll take it. You'd be okay with it against like a UTEP you'd be ecstatic with it against Ohio State and definitely ecstatic with it against Iowa, against that defense. Okay. Iowa 0 for 10. 0 for 10. That means when it came to third down, it was like punt return, get ready. 10 times. 10. Total yards, Nebraska 334, Iowa 164. Harrison, I've been a part of defenses where 164 yards, they're like, we don't need to meet. Why do we need to watch a tape? And this is if we're playing on a short week, where we annihilated an opponent this much, that what are we going to do? Watch ourselves? Now, granted, you'd watch some tape, but Harrison, that's the type of domination on defense that we had when we used to play against teams like Pacific. They don't even have a football program anymore. Or we played against, or when Nebraska played, remember when Nebraska went up to Minnesota in early in 1980s and won 83-0. That's it right here, right? This is a dominating performance. Okay, passing yards. I guess I'll just do him some service here. This is where you could probably be a little upset. Iowa had 115 yards passing, 8 of 15, so less than 50%. Here's why I guess I could be mad at our team: 7.7 yards a pass.
Yeah, but a lot of that though, we were begging him. We're like, do it.
Right, but that's what you give up.
Yeah, we'll live with Stratton airing it out.
But I'm saying, I'm like literally, I'm pulling at preteen facial hair. You know what I mean? I mean, literally, like when you got your first peach fuzz and you could see it like with the reflection of the sun coming in. Oh, I got a mustache. No, you don't. You just got a little milk on there and you got a hair fiber. That's what I'm doing right now. Still domination. 115 yards. All right. Rushing. Okay. 49 yards rushing. You know what the great number about 49 I was thinking about coming in here? They ran the ball 49 times from their running back position last week against Maryland and obliterated Maryland. They ran the ball 49 times against Maryland for the tune of like, I think Caleb Johnson had 160 some yards. The backup had 70 some. It was like 260. It was like 10-yard fight, right? Right? I mean,
Johnson had about 200 yards himself. Total yards on the ground. Iowa had 268.
Right. I mean, so
on 58 attempts.
58 attempts, and there's quarterback attempts in there and stuff. So I'm looking just from the conventional run game, right? 49 attempts last week. They ran for 49 yards on 26 rushing attempts. So they still tried to run the ball.
Yeah, well, they popped one off of Johnson, but I mean, on top of all the tackles for loss, that's what I mean. They lost a lot. At one point, they're sitting there I think at the end of the half, they had
like 3 yards.
I'm not even kidding. I think it was like 10 yards.
10 yards offense. Okay, they averaged 1.9 yards a carry. So I don't care how many it was. And listen, Nebraska had 4 penalties for 20 yards. That's fine. It happens. Those are subjective, and if we earned them, we find it, right? Iowa one penalty for 15 yards. Here's where we lost. Here's part of the reason why we lost the game. We're not even talking about possession. They had it for 20 minutes. We had it for 40. We were just out there just playing. You know what I mean? We were playing with our food here. You don't have the ball for that's how Iowa used to beat us. We did everything we needed to do. Now, here's where we lost the game. Turnovers. 2 turnovers to 0. Fumbles lost, right?
In the red zone, both of them.
Okay. 2 to 0. Now, we'll go a little bit further than this. Okay, we'll take a little bit further. The punt return, because we'll go play by play. We'll go because really it came down to 3 plays. Let's be honest, right? Okay, so the punt return. There's what worried me about, I guess, special teams and the punt return. Special teams, the coverage a little bit. I felt like the energy wasn't there.
I thought it was like a little leaky in the first.
It was a lot leaky. Yeah, but we was making some tackles now. I mean, we weren't covering. I will tell this: the ability to sky punt and all that in those conditions, the ball's not going to compress. So you're not. It's kind of like golf. You're not going to be able to compress. Okay, that's fine. But we ain't covered good. That's fine. But we were living on a prayer. I don't know who that was. Bon Jovi. Living on a prayer, something like that.
Petty? I don't know.
Yeah, who cares?
I'm not the guy to tell you.
But the punt return. Now, I played special teams 4 years here at Nebraska, 9 years in the league. They used to tell, if you do not, in any game, if you, as a returner, you don't feel 100% comfortable catching that ball, because getting up there, it can change it. You can get a wind gust. Let it go. Let it go. We're winning. We're up 10-0. Let it go. Every punt return we had, we were sliding in there. We're doing a cha-cha slide in there and catching it. So something needed to happen. Say, listen, man, we're not getting some. And I'm gonna tell you this: sometimes at night you don't track the ball that well, and there's a difference of tracking the ball here in Nebraska versus Iowa. There is, and that's fine. That just happens, right? Not everybody's gonna. You don't get to take the ideal conditions on the road and plant them in Iowa City. That's not what. That's part of playing on the road or their advantage, right? So mistake number one. You should have let it go. Okay, you didn't. And then luckily enough, he actually got out of the way at the very last second. I'm not going to fault the next Nebraska. I think it was it Shavers?
Yeah,
it was Shavers for coming in and trying to recover it because it looked like that. You play, and I saw 2 or 3 guys go at it. Even the returner went at it. I got to get in there. Now, I will tell you this. If the ref had the view that he had on the replay, he would have said it's Nebraska ball. The fact that he gave it to Iowa, these guys, it's funny. It's like we need so much evidence that we would get like shamed on social media to overturn it when it looked like Ty should go to the runner. How they say, Ty go to the runner if a defensive back and receiver go up with it comes down. So it should. I feel like Iowa guy touched it first, but it wasn't so blatant. Okay, that's mistake number one. Okay, that's fine. All right, I just got my Gatorade or my hot apple cider or chicken broth that you had on the side, whatever they have over there, right? I like a little something warm. Sudden change. Throw it over your back, right? Right. It's not salt. It's salt. For good luck, you throw it over. Go out there and you hold them to a field goal.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what happens in game. Okay, that's fine. That happens, right? I look at that. That's an honest mistake. Right? He thought he could, and he actually did what I said that most returners are coached. He went to go catch it. He, I guess you could say panicked. He had realization, I'm not going to be able to catch it clean. He probably got out of the way a little bit too early. You would like a immediate Peter call. So then it's just, all right, no matter what, right? We'd be backed up and we're kind of playing the field possession game, which you feel comfortable with because we were dominating them on defense by the stats that we just had told you. Okay, but that's an honest mistake, honest turnover. Well, guess what, defense? We come up, we you know what? Boom. We saved you again. Or not saved you, but we did our job. Okay, we felt like
maybe we could say saved them. They're at the 1 yard line. To give up only 3 points there.
Yeah, we saved them.
Yeah.
But that's our job though.
Especially when you're playing Iowa.
Let me tell you something. A good defense looks at that as a challenge and you answer the bell. Just like last year at Illinois, when the same thing kind of happened and you had to make a goal line stand.
This year at Rutgers.
Right. You make the plays, right? So, and if you want that respect, that's what you go do. Well, then we get the kickoff return. We olayed them like the running of the Bulls, right? You ever see running of the Bulls where they have the dude and they have that red thing and he goes like that? Boom, just blew our returner up. Now we're playing defense. Now we're forgetting. Now we're clock watching. It's one of the things I talked about against Wisconsin. And it's every single game. Just because you're up 10-3 and you're rolling on defense, you can't clock watch. So eventually offense, you got to get it going.
Yep.
Because when I look at the stats, 300, you doubled the yards, so you can do something, right? You converted third downs to close to 50%. Well, now it's time for you to step up. Now it's time for you to play like you ain't cold. And to be frank, as that about the middle to the end, third quarter, guys started to think they were cold, right? You started, passes were a little bit more inaccurate. One pass went through a guy's hand. I could guarantee you thought you was cold. And I always ask players this. And this is one thing I learned when my dad taught me how to play in the cold. And how he really taught me how to play in the cold. It was a real cold day one time in Minnesota. It wasn't any snow on the ground, but it was windy and it was below zero. And he was like, you know what? Put your uniform on, do pants on and everything like that. Put your like I was thinking about wearing some long sleeves. He's like, go outside for 5 minutes, then come back. And then he's like, go outside with the regular t-shirt on and then come back. He says, is there any difference? I was like, be honest with you, no. He's like, exactly. You cold. So you got to go out there. You got to succumb to it. I mean, you got to not succumb to it. You got to play in it. And, then now the next play, right? Here we are on defense, right? We actually stopped them on first and I think the first play, because then remember we went to either TV timeout or something happened. Well, I guarantee you it was 3rd and like 10 or 2nd and 10, right? They come out. Listen, they are telling you what exactly they're doing. Wide splits by the 3 receivers, negative split by the boundary receiver. There's not a route that first of all, these dudes can't pass the ball. All right. So don't even look over here and ask if we playing zone or man. Guard him. Don't come over here. If they beat us by throwing the 300 yards, I ain't even gonna be mad. I'm just gonna go home. Because that means all hell done broke loose. And you know what? A meteor is coming from out of it, and we about to die anyways. So then it was like, okay, we're coming out of a timeout, right? You relax a little bit, and you have probably I said this before the game. I feel like Caleb Johnson has emerged as the best running back in the Big Ten. Maybe not talent-wise, because I think the 2 guys at Ohio State and I think guy from Rutgers is really, really good. And, I think other guys are good. I think the kid from Minnesota is pretty special. And I think Penn State has a couple guys. But I think Caleb Johnson has done more with less. And that's why I think he's the best. Because he doesn't have Lachey is still hurt. He doesn't have any receiver help. He don't have any quarterback help. It's essentially you got to win every game. And he's answered it. He's number 2 in the nation in rushing.
Yeah, and then he goes against the loaded box every week.
Right. And so I feel like he's the best. Well, you take one play off against a guy like that, and you have 7, 8 missed tackles, and then you have bad angles or in play entry. Well, then now all of a sudden, a team that has no life, none, they're back in the game, and that's how you start off the 4th quarter. Okay? That's play number 2. And then then you recover, and then we missed opportunities on, as far as we, you knew they were going to try to stop the run. They were going to really, really sell out against the run, because we kind of start to had our way with them. Emmett had 18 carries, 71 yards, and Dante Dowdell had the same thing too, just a little bit less carries.
Honestly, it's another good game from the offensive line. I think.
Right. I felt like
those guys were playing good.
Right. And I would tell you this is
against that line.
Against that defensive line, a senior. First of all, this is a senior offensive line, senior defensive line, extremely physical, rush the passer, very, very disciplined in their rush lanes, know how to play. They have a lot of time to get to the quarterback based on them playing their coverage, and the offensive line did well.
Couple times they got beat on the edge.
Sure,
but that's a great Iowa defense, and you knew that was.
Here's the thing that people don't understand, and granted, you don't ever want to get beat. This offensive line is not the Dallas Cowboys of when Emmett was there. They've played winning football. They've played really good football over the last 6-7 weeks. Really. And they really started to play good here down the stretch. Some of them could be, we missed some guys initially. And that's from inexperience and just guys not getting into the route fast enough. That I can see that from the naked eye.
Well, there's the clock. I think that first sack is probably close to 5 seconds.
Right. That's on the
either get rid of the ball,
quarterback, and then that's on the receivers. And you could throw in play calling, but at the end of the day, you got to do it.
I said get open or get rid of the ball.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, well, you could throw everybody, but everybody would point to play calling. Well, why didn't you run this? Because this and that. Well, get open.
Exactly.
Right. And if you ain't open, get back open. Right. Just because you ain't open initially, get open. It's like in basketball, somebody's face guarding you. Throw them out the way and go get the ball. So we've seen Michael Jordan do that and make one of the most iconic plays out there. And plus, you have a check down expert in Emmett. And so that was it. And then last but not least is like we had a chance and got beat around the edge. I probably would have liked to seen in that type of protection, at least from a defensive standpoint. I never talk about anything because I'm not in those meetings, right? Normally, and we saw this over time. We saw it back when Casey Thompson got hurt. Here's what I think running backs need to understand. You become more dangerous when you create more space against linebackers. And how do you do that? It's not by initially jumping into your route. That's when you're playing in a frantic. If I know that Iowa is going to be, they essentially are pass rushing, right? Because we got to go down. They're trying to stop us from getting a field goal, and they got to do it to get a field goal. Check, release. Double check, release. Now, I'm not blaming anybody, but that's my mindset. How does this benefit? I always say, listen, do extra early so it'll benefit you later. When he's coming around the edge, I'm going to really sit hard on him and check him hard. You want to know why? That linebacker is going to get 2 or 3 yards deeper in his drop. Now I'm emergency there. If Dylan drops it off on me, now instead of him being able to come down after a 5 or 6 yard drop, he's 8, 9, 10.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can make him miss. So those are the little, when you're trying to like go and remedy these, but it came down to 3 plays. Then we fumbled it. And then they go down there and squeak in, just like always Iowa does. You know they're going to have a good kicker and good special teams. Just eke that bad boy in. He had a nice little soft draw, good to walk off, good night. You get on that bus and you have a lot of regret because you feel like you kicked your butt. But ultimately, the thing that matters the most is the scoreboard.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, when you play these guys, you got to play to win. You've got to come in there, and especially when your defense is starting fast, you got to throw haymakers. Iowa wants to. A boxing analogy is when they play against you, they want to like clinch and just kind of like throw pot shots all day, and then like when
it's literally playing Khabib,
right?
UFC, like
right?
It's just that clinch. Like you're not going to be able to get away from this.
Right.
We're going to be just close enough. And that's the thing about Iowa too. Like going into the second half is where they do all their damage all year long.
They
set the script in the first half. And second half they do just enough. Or I don't know what.
You know what they do? They play their percentages.
They really
more games are lost than won, and they're gonna and that's why you can't play conservative against them. You know they can't score unless you don't play. You play, they don't score. Period. So that's why you be ultra aggressive. I'm coming in there. I mean, not saying it work, but I'm coming in there with this aggressive type of mentality. I'm telling you before the game. Defense, you set the tone. Offense, we empty in the clip. Do not look over here on 4th down until I call you over here. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then you got to execute. You got guys running wide open, hit them. You got to be a chance to make a big catch. I think it was Nair. You got to get your hands on that bad boy. That bad boy went through your hands, brother. And then you want it, but
David Harburg had an absolute dot. I mean, I know it was going to be a tough catch, but hit him right in the.
But you got to make those.
You have to.
You got to make those.
That's what makes you a better
right.
player.
And so that's where you're at, and those are. But ultimately, for Nebraska, it's kind of like whipped cream on you know what is that they got a chance to go to a bowl game. But all those things that we just mentioned are probably things that not probably reared their head in some losses early in the year. They got 14 to 15 practices.
Yeah.
Probably realistically 12 to 13 because you're not going to practice hard before you go to the game.
Then you got a couple days around the bowl location.
Right. To remedy those. And we're going to take a quick break, come back. We're going to talk about Handshake Gate. We're going to talk about what happens now because you got December 9th, I think, is next Monday when the Vortex opens. How does that affect your bowl roster? If you got early enrollees, can they get some bowl practices in? Depending on the bowl game. And then how do you set the path and the expectations for wherever Nebraska ends up going to a bowl game? Because now things have changed immensely.
Yeah, with the roster limits and everything.
This is not the normal. If there ever was a time I wouldn't say not to make a bowl game, that is crappy to make a bowl game, is now when you're Nebraska because now you got to trim down your roster. Listen, whatever says you have, Nebraska fans, whatever underwear you've been wearing or whatever you've been doing, whatever you've been thinking, change it.
This is the problem. I've realized it's like people have been changing everything for the past 6 years. We
can't go back to what works. Go back to college. You got to get some Fruit of the Looms, get them. Bloomers, get them.
Maybe that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
Go back.
Anyways, Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle, Advanced Medical Image. We'll be right back.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Gentlemen, it's time to elevate your style with something from our men's jewelry and watch collection. Why not treat yourself to the ultimate in luxury? We've got an incredible selection of pre-owned Rolex watches, even those hard-to-find models you've been dreaming of. Whether you're stepping up your game day look or adding a touch of class to everyday wear, our top-tier collection is sure to impress. Stop by Sartor Heyman and discover the perfect piece to reflect your unique style. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com. General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Travis with Midwest Bank, now with 2 branches conveniently serving Lincoln and 8 other locations across Nebraska. We're here to help you with any of your needs. From opening a checking account to buying a home or financing your business, our staff is here for you. Stop in and you might see Shin Daddy himself. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank, member FDIC.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping. Thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Back to Inside the Huddle, sponsored by Advanced Medical Imaging. Here is your host, Jay Foreman.
What up? We're back. Second segment, Jay Foreman. Inside the Huddle brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging, 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. A lot was going on. Obviously, Nebraska, just a couple plays. And, I think to beat Iowa, when you have more talented than them, you just got to make the simple things look spectacular. And when you have to be spectacular, that it actually becomes a lot easier. If you want to take the recipe, it's a couple years ago where the defense played kind of like the same way, and then they were able to be more aggressive on offense, and you definitely punch the puncher back. And Iowa's always been the team. They feel like they try to be bullies, but they're also very, very disciplined. So you got to give them a lot of respect and credit. And what they do, they've been successful. They depend on their offensive line. They depend on their defense and their special teams. So they don't really have any weaknesses on paper, but you can actually exploit those as we did. Now you got to play winning football. You got to you got to make simple plays over and over and over. And then eventually, oddly enough, Iowa quits. They do. They throw their hands up. Now, we haven't done that enough. We haven't been able to get to that point because we haven't made the simple plays. We just haven't. Heck, you can go back to, I love Adrian Martinez. Heck, it was like 3rd and 26, and he ran out of bounds. Now, granted, he was a younger player. 3rd and 26, you run out of bounds, you stop the clock. Well, they get the ball back, get one first down, kick a field goal. Good night, Irene. Mm-hmm. We went up and down the field on them. Well, those are situational football. And so that's what it comes down to. And one of the situations that I guess made national news is, supposedly Matt Rule went through the warm-ups. Matt Rule, was just walking around the field. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, I'm going to pull it all the way back. So I've been down helping with the football team for a couple of years. Every time we played Iowa, they've quote unquote disrespected the sacred 50-yard line. And what that means is when you do punts and you do kicks and kickoffs, you kick to wherever your team is warming up at or would stretch at. Well, I can tell you from personal experience, they've always felt like they can just go where the hell they want, home or away. So in all seriousness, that's disrespect. They've done different things on how they've treated Nebraska on the road, as far as there's an unwritten rules between coaches and coaching staffs and what your players do and don't do. You know what I mean? Where they would, have their coaching staff would be across the 50, and they would, you know what I mean? And when during stretches and warm ups, this is all stupid stuff, right? And they wanted to set the tone and not have Nebraska, I guess do their pregame prayer at the 50. I guess they feel like that would be disrespectful to the Hawkeye or whatever, and so they had the police out there. That's so forth and so on, or maybe it was a Big Ten thing. That's fine. That's cool. That's your home field, and if that's not what you want, then Nebraska respected and did it. I think that people use disrespect way too much, and if you remember a couple years ago when Michigan played at Michigan State, the Michigan players or a couple linebackers went up there and they were like,
they were decleating
the logo. I feel
that's
like
a lot more aggressive.
That's disrespecting a football field, disrespecting your home opponent, and everything. That's disrespectful. What Nebraska does before the game isn't disrespectful.
It's a prayer.
It's a prayer at the center thing. And okay, fine. You could do it somewhere else. That's fine. That's no big deal.
They did.
Yeah, and that's fine. Right? And then I get it. And if it's going to be an issue beforehand, suppose at USC and all that, that's fine. Yeah, that's I think it's stupid, but that's fine. Now here and then now we're gonna get to the handshake gate, right? It was funny a few years ago. Maryland did it with Penn State.
Iowa did it too. Iowa basketball did it not too long.
Yeah,
I think last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
can't remember which school.
And there's plenty of time, and there's ways that you want to do it. I feel like there's. How I would tell you in real life, I've shaken hands with people that I just discern. I flat out tell you I hate.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had to shake their hands. I've had to be in presence of people that I don't like, and I've done it. sometimes you got to, be the bigger man. And when you're going out there before the handshake, if it's something that you choose to do as a team, that's fine. That's it's part of the game that you generally would probably go to. I don't have a problem with it. We played Missouri one time. We're out there at the coin toss. There's bad blood or whatever. It's one way because we've been beating them, kind of like in Nebraska and Iowa or whatever, and Iowa beating us or whatever, and so forth and so on. And they chose not to shake our hand. That's fine, because it's not. I'm not going to be over there getting my feel. Well, I'm gonna give it to you no matter what. Now, I'm gonna give it to you even more. That's fine. And so they made a big deal about it, not shaking hands. And then all of a sudden, the program's running. That's not it, man. I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell you this: if you ain't gonna shake hands, you better do something. You better win.
Yeah,
okay?
That's only my only thing.
You better stand. I'm gonna stand on it though. But if that's what you want to be,
better win the damn game.
But if that's who you are, then just be consistent. To be honest with you, I don't need to shake your hand before the game.
As long as we're not like jawing off.
Yeah, but if you got a problem with it, do something. I get it. Now, the whole thing with like Michigan, Ohio State, and all that, I probably like if Oklahoma did that. We fighting.
Yeah, it's a little different. Like if you get a plant flag in the middle.
Yeah,
of the
we're probably gonna be fighing. That's fine. But
rejecting the handshake is, to me, I don't know. Seems a bit built up.
It's fine.
It's not the great look if you lose.
No, it's not. I probably wouldn't have had Elliott Brown out there doing it. Hey, but I get to you stand on business though. You know what I'm saying? I could give you the European handshake. With the dead fish. I've done. I could do that. Is that what you need? Is that the gesture you need? I also feel like it's disrespectful when somebody tries to shake your hand too hard. Listen, man.
Yeah, when they try to have testosterone check on.
So I feel like that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't got to jack my arm up and act like but I don't even know you, man. We can fist bump or whatever. So I think the biggest thing is the takeaway is if you're going to do it, that's fine. And it doesn't change the way that you played. Nebraska played, lights out. But the problem is the things that you didn't do magnifies the things that you did do. Maybe that allowed you to free yourself and do it. And that's what you had to do to get to that mindset. But that mindset has to be from minute 1 to minute 60. So those 3 seconds or 3 plays in there where you kind of where Iowa laughs ooh, across the street, look at you, you tripped over your own foot and you didn't finish the race. Well, we got to remedy those. And quite frankly, I would tell you, don't shake their hand ever again. And if you got a problem with it, we can fight about it then. Okay. Well, but it's not people are trying to make a big deal out of it. I think the bigger deal is where people are saying, and this is rightfully true, until you handle your business and taking care of your own business, that's all 3 phases, doing the simple things, then we can't do all that stuff.
We got one trophy, and
it's not a trophy. This is just in general. This is
I'm saying
we got to do it. We got to be consistent in our business first to be inconsistent how we handle all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, it's not. You're not much of an intimidating boy right now. I'll say that much.
But the best intimidation is putting your intimidation on field. Then I can say whatever I want.
Exactly. We're just not there yet.
We're not there yet on a consistent enough basis.
We can pop off every now and then.
Well, you got to think the defense probably feels like they played championship winning football, and everybody else probably need to step it up.
They didn't give up a third down, I think.
Huh?
They didn't give up a third down.
They didn't give up a third down.
I'd probably actually.
That's a winning football. That's winning. Yeah, that's running. Irregardless of 85 missed tackles on a screen pass, that's still winning. You'd win 99 out of 100 games.
Yeah.
We just chose. So, I get it. What people are all worried about that, but I think also around here, people worry about a lot of things that don't have anything to do with winning. The most important thing is that for moving forward, and I'm gonna say this, and then we'll go to break, and then we'll really go into it after break. This is now the sophomores and juniors, or freshman, sophomore, and juniors team. So everything you do from here on out better be about winning football games. And it doesn't start when the offseason or winter conditioning starts. It starts now. It starts now, Harrison. And we'll explain it a little bit more after this break. Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle, brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging. We'll be right back.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Gentlemen, it's time to elevate your style with something from our men's jewelry and watch collection. Why not treat yourself to the ultimate in luxury? We've got an incredible selection of pre-owned Rolex watches, even those hard-to-find models you've been dreaming of. Whether you're stepping up your game day look or adding a touch of class to everyday wear, our top-tier collection is sure to impress. Stop by Sartor Heyman and discover the perfect piece to reflect your unique style. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker concrete, and Beatrice concrete. NEBCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEBCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com. General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Travis with Midwest Bank, now with 2 branches conveniently serving Lincoln and 8 other locations across Nebraska. We're here to help you with any of your needs. From opening a checking account to buying a home or financing your business, our staff is here for you. Stop in and you might see Shin Daddy himself. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank, member FDIC.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping. Thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Back to Inside the Huddle, sponsored by Advanced Medical Imaging. Here is your host, Jay Foreman.
Advanced Medical or Inside the Huddle brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging. Jay Foreman. Quick segment. Like I was saying before break, if you're underclassmen, so that's freshman, sophomore, junior, obviously that has plans and obviously opportunities to be on the squad. And I don't think they have to get to the 105 probably until before the season next year. So there's a lot of time before you have to worry about the number game. But there's a lot of decisions that have to be made. In this time, I'm assuming, I have no idea what's going on. I'm just guessing that guys are going to, as December 9th creeps and comes closer, I think that, obviously guys got to make some decisions, but ultimately the decision that has to be made by the younger guys that are on the team is that, this is your team now. You got an opportunity to send the seniors out right in one more game in the bowl game against wherever that may be and against whoever. But ultimately, this is your team, and your 2025 season starts now, and that's why the bowl practices are so important. This is not a time to sit up there and act like you made it. You didn't. You're just average. And that's not me being Debbie Downer. That's being a realist. You're 6-6. That is 100% grade C.
Better than 5.
It is.
It's
Now, 5 is D+.
Tangible evidence that this is better than when we've done since 2016.
It is, but it's average.
Yeah, it is average.
It is average. And so we've been struggling to get to average, and this is not taken away from anything that we've done. This season. And, I guess the low-hanging fruit was, if the first goal is to make a bowl game, we did that. Now, I think that, probably some of the other goals will get to 7-8 wins. We didn't, we had a chance to do it, and multiple times we didn't do it. And so that's why I was saying that, every practice is important. This isn't a time to think that you've made it. Ultimately, you need to take this as an opportunity to establish yourself for next year, or better yet, keep the outsiders at bay, in the sense of you turn the corner as far as in your preparation, your practice habits, and who you are as a football player will lessen the chances of they find somebody else to come take your spot, or they ask you not to be on part of the team. This is not a time for the faint of heart. It's not. At least for me, that wouldn't be my mindset. And if you take that mindset, the bowl game and the way that you play in the bowl game will be a product of the mindset shift. If anybody needs to kind of see the fruits of their labor, it would be the seniors. But I think the seniors want to probably maximize this opportunity because it's your last time to play for Nebraska, and you want to go out a winner, and you've done something that 8 other senior classes hadn't been able to do. So it's not. So if everybody has the same mindset for the same reasons, you will see improvement. You will see an uptick in everything that you need to do. But by no means is this a time to sit back and kick your feet up and point the finger and all that other stuff. And so, anyways, appreciate you guys listening today. Obviously, it's the 2 days after Sunday morning early. I got a couple more before the end of the year, and then probably going to change some stuff up. But Inside the Huddle will still be in effect wherever it may be. But appreciate you guys. And once again, brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging, 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. We'll holler at you next week.